Welcome to another Save Your Books live event. Here we are going to restore the fairy tales book we talked about in the last one. And so let's get started. I'm going to have the camera down here mostly, but I'll be happy to check up and see comments every once in a while. So keep asking questions as it comes along. Alright, so, well actually the first thing we need to know about this book is who the client is, and once again it's me. I'm the client. This is my old book that I actually rescued from a book sale. It's in terrible shape. This is actually a book that most people would throw away, and I'm going to put the camera down and just kind of show you what's going on with it. Okay. So I guess I'll turn this around so you can see it better. Alright, so what we've got here is, first of all, the spine is completely gone. Well, I guess there is a scrap. Right here. That's all there is of the spine. I couldn't find it anywhere. So then somebody's done this lovely job with some tape. Medical tape maybe? I don't know. And so I'm going to have to remove that, and you may notice that several pages are missing. It starts on page 5. These are all terrific reasons to just throw this book away, right? But I'm going to save it. I like it. I like the book for whatever reason. Let's, pretend it was my grandmother's or something, and somebody abused it, and now we're going to rescue it. But I'm not going to put a whole lot of effort in it because it's never going to be worth any money. So it's really just a sentimental restoration. In the back here we've got more tape, and there's a bug. There's several places where they just stuck glue in between the pages. You're like, hey, they're falling out, let's make sure it doesn't fall out. So that's what's going on. Let's see, 459, 460, 461. That's someplace I was concerned that you might have been missing a page because there's a little piece of scrap, but that's coming from here. So the first thing you actually do is you would collate the book. And the reason you would collate it is you just want to know how much missing stuff you're dealing with, and also where are the pages that are torn, and how are you going to deal with that. And so you would literally go a page at a time and maybe make notes on little scraps and stick them in the top or something like that, or just have a piece of paper and write down every single page that needs to be addressed. That's really boring, so I'm not going to do that to you guys. I decided that I would just kind of skip over that part and kind of aim for getting it all done anyway. So let's see. So the first thing we need to do is start some deconstruction. And I'm going to start in the front. Yep, I'm going to start right here. And because the first thing I do on almost every book that's, anything like this, is I'll separate the text block and the cover into two different pieces. And then they will kind of move along in their own separate ways until they come back together again. When you're doing that, you do have to keep in mind that you have to make the cover fit the text block later. And so, like, for instance, if the text block were all one piece, and then you repaired every page in the text block and you tried to put it back in, it wouldn't fit. So we don't have that issue here. It's already separated. But still, just something to keep in mind for other books. Okay, so there's one piece separated. And then let's just get this, well, that's just off of there, so great. So now I can choose to work on the text block, or the cover. And I think first I'm going to do a little bit on the cover, just because it's kind of nice to make some progress right away, and that's just an easy way to do it. The book has a little bit of a shoulder, and so whenever you're setting a book down on your table, make sure that you've supported that shoulder with a board. like that. Let's see the shoulder supported there. Set that aside. Okay, so back to the covers. Oh my gosh. So it's pretty obvious I'm going to have to do some new end sheets because so much of this is just gone. And wow, I mean, that tape just came off, but all of this paper here is just shot. And it's so acidic now, all of this yellowish paper is just needing to get out of there. So I'm going to get one of my scraping knives. And I'm actually just going to get all of this stuff off of there. That's the old mull, you can see. Somebody did, you know, a lot of kind of, I don't know, the glue or the tape just really was not good quality, and so it just has to go and get out of there so that we don't have to think about there being all this acidic material in there later. Alright, there's a big chunk of glue or something right there. Okay, all of that's there. I'm going to make an effort to throw this stuff away as I go along. Boy, I don't sell these, but if you get a graphite brush, which is an anti-static brush, they are so super helpful. Typically other brushes you would be brushing these little dust crumbs away and it would stick to the brush, and with this one it doesn't. So I believe Talus sells these. They are awesome. Okay, so I got that off of there. Do a little more right there. Alright, now same thing for this one. There's kind of nothing precious about this area since we're going to be putting new end sheets on and a new spine on the book. So let's see.